Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Cooking It Up with Ro. Today what we're going to be making is a very easy chicken broccoli casserole or broccoli and chicken casserole. I did include some chicken sausages. Here are the ingredients. Guys, if you look in the description box, it will be listed below for you. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So first thing you want to do, guys, multitask. Go ahead and start boiling your water for your noodles. So I'm adding 2.5 quarts of water, and then I'm going to pour in like a half a quart of chicken broth, and that'll fill it up to 3 quarts, and add in a little bit of salt and go ahead and allow for it to boil. So while that's working on coming to a boil, we're going to go ahead and do our prepping work. So here, because I'm using fresh broccoli, I'm cutting the broccoli heads. I don't really need too many stems in it. Guys, do make sure you clean your broccoli. If you see little bugs, if you get fresh broccoli, you want to make sure you clean it after you do this prepping part. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and rinse them really well and let them sit in the bowl until it's time for them to get cooked. So now I'm going to go ahead and just dice up my onion. Again, we're prepping while the water is coming to a boil. So now the water is boiling. Whatever noodles you choose to use, these are basically mini bow tie noodles. Go ahead, cook them per the instructions on the box. Keep in mind it's going in the oven, so you want to cut your cooking time in half. I just took a break to look at my beautiful flowers that my fiance had bought me, guys. They're my favorite. I love yellow. So now we got the noodles going. You want to make sure you're occasionally stirring it. I'm just dicing up our sausages here, setting them aside. I'm going to go ahead and go back to that stove, drain off your noodles, rinse them lightly, just so that I can stop them from cooking, because again, they're going to finish cooking some more once they go into the oven. So clean your meat. I don't care what people say. Clean your meat. You always want to clean it. This meat said that it don't have any antibiotics or whatever. Clean your meat, guys, and make sure you pat dry it so that it's not wet. And then we're going to go ahead and chop the 3 pieces of chicken breast up into smaller pieces, just so that it's easier to cook. And plus, it's going in a casserole. You don't want big chunks of chicken just out in the casserole. So once you get that cut up, you want to go ahead and get your seasonings ready so that you can prepare to season the chicken as well. So now we're going to go ahead and start seasoning. Guys, season however you want to. You can use just salt and pepper, but I'm using Tony's. I'm using some Everglades Heat. I'm going to go in with some black pepper. I'm going to use a little bit of garlic, and we're going to mix it well and make sure it's all evenly combined. And guys, I'm adding smoked paprika for color. So this is going to give the meat the color that, appear to look, just better. I don't really know how to explain it, but you want it for color. So once you get it all mixed in and combined, guys, you're going to go ahead and head to the stove and prepare to heat up your pan so that you can go ahead and saute these. You don't have to cook the chicken completely through, but you want to cook it enough. I am using avocado oil. Use whatever oil you have. The reason I'm using this oil is because I wanted it to give it the color it needs quicker, and it's going to just finish cooking once it's combined together in the casserole. So once you get it in the pan, you don't want to overcrowd it, but guys, like, if you are always in the kitchen, whether you're overcrowding or not, you kind of know to take your chicken out and when to take your chicken out. So from here, I'm just killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I went ahead and put another pot on in the back because I'm going to use that pot in a few minutes coming up here. So I'm going to saute my onions, and I'm sauteing it there so when I put what I need in this pot, it's going to have the flavor from the onions there. And I'm just going to set it aside until it's time for me to combine everything together. Now you want to go ahead and saute your sausages. however long it takes. These are chicken sausages and dually sausages. They're smoked. It really don't take long to cook chicken sausages, guys. So just watch it and cook it however long needed. So while I was cooking the sausages, I had begun to boil water to steam my broccoli. So I put my steamer in the pot, filled the pot up with water, and I'm going to place a lid on it, and I'm only going to steam it for maybe like 2 to 3 minutes, because I don't want them to cook completely through, but I want them to be steamed well enough to have that bright green color, and you know that it could then come off the stove. So now, guys, this is the pot that I had the onions in. I'm going in with 2 cans of cream of chicken of herb soup and 1 can of the broccoli soup. I did add a can of water with each soup. And guys, these instructions are on the can. It tells you this. If you're trying to make the soup to appear as creamy, add the water. Now, I will say, because I've done this recipe so many times, you don't have to add the water. You can literally let it melt down and just continue to stir, and it will still have a thick texture. I didn't want mine completely thick, but I also didn't want it runny. So from here, I'm gonna just let it come to a boil, because you have to continue to stir to make sure everything breaks down. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and start assembling my casserole. I got my noodles down. I did lightly oil the pan just to prevent it from sticking. Guys, you don't have to use tomatoes, but I wanted to add more vegetables into it because my kids are eating this as well. So I did use a can of tomatoes that were seasoned with basil and some other herbs. And again, that's optional. You don't have to include it, but I put my onions in, and I'm going with a small layer of white cheddar cheese. And then we're just going to go ahead and assemble it, which from here is pretty self-explanatory, guys. So you could just go ahead and watch. And again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. If not, thank you for watching. And if you see, guys, you see how the texture is different now. And then once you mix in that soup mixture, it's going to cream. It's going to become a little more thicker once you put it in the oven. And while we're doing this prepping, guys, this is the best time to go ahead and have your oven preheating at 350 degrees. And you're going to prepare to bake it for about 35 to 45 minutes. So here, guys, I'm just sorting everything out, make sure it's spread it evenly throughout the whole pan. I'm using, I believe, about a 9 by 10 baking dish, or it may be like a 10 by 12. I'm not sure, but it's one of those. So you want to use whatever baking dish you're going to use for whatever size that you need for your family. I'm going to have all the ingredients listed in the description box as always. So if you guys do want to, check out the recipe, you can do so. So once you get all of that assembly, guys, now you're just going to pour the remaining portion of your cream batter, the soup basically. You're going to pour that on top so that you can prepare to go ahead and put it in the oven. And guys, as an option, if you don't like the texture of how it comes out when you use the soup, right here you can add panko breadcrumbs to it, specifically panko, plain breadcrumbs, and that would help give a little bit of texture to the soup and everything else combined when you're eating this. Off camera, I did add some more cheese, which I had some 6 Italian cheese blend. I added that, covered my pan with aluminum foil, and put it in the oven to bake for 45 minutes. Once it was done baking, I let it sit and rest, and then I went ahead and put a little bit of glitter on it, which is some dry parsley flakes, and I like a little spice, y'all, so I did put a little bit of red pepper flakes on the top of it. And then that's basically it, y'all. It's ready to be served. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.